From Mass Rider. VR Troopers? VR Troopers? VR Troopers? Amazing! Woo! VR Troopers over here! Okay, Mass Rider. What's up, TJ? You a beautiful man. Beetleborgs? You guys Beetleborgs? Okay, so I don't know who started this whole thing because I haven't told, so I think this man over here. Okay.
Let's have you guys all introduce yourselves. Starting all the way in the left.
That's right.
I'm Mark Litton. I'm a writer for VR Troopers, and
Woo!
what's the other one? And Matt Fryer.
Woo!
Powering the Zeal, powering the Turbo, Mighty Morphin.
Hi, I'm Aaron Pruner. I was on VR Troopers. I played Percy.
Oh!
Alright, I'm expecting some love from over there, even though I'm Joe Hackett. I'm on Beetleborgs. That's one of the writers.
Woo!
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Cho, and I was Nucus.
Herbie Baez, Herbie Beetleborgs the first season, so we'll be more in the second season. Moving right along.
Hi, Brittany Konarzewski. I was the red at Herbie.
Hi, I'm Candice Kita. I was on Mass Rider. I was like, Comic-Con, two of my favorite people!
Hi, I'm Brittany Konarzewski. I'm the Mass Rider, Beetleborgs, and Beetleborgs Metallix. Thank you so much.
I'm Joe Hackett. I played Fangula on Big Bad Beetleborgs for the season.
Oh! Woo!
Hey guys, I'm TJ Rotolo. I was on, actually I did VR Troopers, Power Rangers, Mass Rider, and Beetleborgs, all Beetleborgs Metallix. And the heroes and villains and stars
Hello, my name is Les Fortunes.
Woo!
My character, my name is Marshall, and I play Les Fortunes on Beetleborgs Metallix.
Okay, well, thanks for coming.
I just want people here to line up for questions. Let's ask you guys all, just how you got started on recast all those various shows? Or hired for people, non-actors?
I will start. I don't know how I got hired. I had a couple spec scripts out. My agent said, meet with Robert Hughes. Here's the time, here's the place, be there. I don't even know how he got my scripts. I went, we met, we saw a couple episodes, and he said, come back with some story ideas and we'll see what we can do. And I did, and my first episode was the Halloween episode, season 1 of Big Bad Beetleborgs called Bye Bye Frankie. Thank you.
In my case, I was working on Power Rangers. I presented a spec script to them, and they liked it. Said, "We're going to give you a shot. We're going to give you a monster." I'd written one episode, and then the second episode I'd written was Putty on the Brain. And I got a call from Ellen Levy Sarnoff at about 7 in the morning, and he said, "I really like this episode. I want to give you another episode. You can have a VR Trooper episode, or you can have a Power Ranger episode. Which one would you like?" And I said, "I'm going to do VR Troopers." Because I wanted to expand the show around. I went over to meet with Bob Hughes, and I had an episode in mind. He said, what have you got for us? And then that became my first episode, which was Aaron's
I basically just went in an audition for 4 episodes, and they said nerd. I went in as a nerd, and after 4 episodes, they picked me up for the whole show.
I was just basically called into audition. They just said they needed a big imposing villain, big dark scary, I think Darth Vader. So I went in and read and had a dress shirt that I undid and then wore on my collars and my cape. And evidently Bob thought that was pretty impressive. So I like to think that's why I got hired. And truthfully, I think I got hired because I fit the suit.
Okay, real quick, we gotta pause that portion. Hold your thoughts on that. Brittany's gotta go here in like literally 2 minutes. So any questions that you guys have for her, let's get them out of the way, and then we'll just continue that. And I'll continue from there.
You guys have any questions? Just stand up and ask them.
Okay, I just have one for the whole like Big Bad Beetleborgs cast. How is it sort of like transitioning from your whole regular thing to Metallix?
Being like regular Beetleborgs to the next season? Or
Yeah,
just
how
being-
was the transition to like, did you have to really change anything you did, or?
Yeah, a little bit. Why don't you explain? The numbers change.
What? You couldn't do something to explain, huh? You remember?
I remember.
You remember?
First of all, we said different things, but we also inserted a card to go, so we kind of had to learn how to do that. It's a little bit different. But the costumes were a lot more awesome practicing instead of the season, and we got some pretty awesome new things like the mega sex. And but besides that, it was pretty much the same. I mean, it wasn't really a lot of changes besides that.
Those motorcycles were awesome.
I had to learn what the letter M was on the keyboard to spell Metallix.
My question is for both of the green and red Beetleborgs. Instead of saying Beetle Blast, can you say Juco from the original Japanese version?
Juco?
Yes.
It's an original Japanese TV show's name.
Come on, Beetleborgs. Right here, right now. Okay, so I'm gonna say Juco. That means Beetle Blast in Japanese.
That's what they said.
It means what shell? Hard shell. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna say Beetle Blunders. We're gonna say Juco. Okay. Beetle Blunders. Juco. Experience. Now I'm an authentic Japanese Beetleborg while you're remembering everybody. Yes.
My question for Brittany. So, when you replaced the previous actor for your role, what was your approach in acting?
I was actually asked to come in there, not knowing anything about the previous situation, not having, they really kind of wanting to watch the show. They wanted me to do a different character. I have semi-similarities with like being the tomboy and different stuff. They kind of wanted me to be my own self. So there wasn't really, I did have an acting coach there that was kind of working with me to have a certain, just the way that I was acting in the character they wanted me to be. But besides that, it was very much going to be my own self and a little bit of background of who the character was and where they were coming from, and then just kind of
Great, thank you.
As for the Beetleborgs, could you morph?
Only if I write it.
That was kind of a Power Ranger statement, but that's okay. We're all part of the same family. Morph into Beetleborgs. Episodes 1 through 88. And there is something special where you will see that later on today.
Okay, this question's for Percy. Yeah! So I know you wrote, this up. I know you have written about it, you weren't totally satisfied with the character of Percy. If you had had a little more like input into it. I know this is when I read that online. I might be probably did. Yeah. No, I was just wondering if you could have had more input, how would you like to have seen the character grow and change over the 2 seasons?
That's an interesting some of the scripts. You wrote some Percy, we were talking about that for coming here.
So this isn't awkward at all.
Originally, I even said, like, Percy was kind of a dick. He was a little mean, spoiled dick, right? And when I would do some of the episodes, it would just be falling over the dog and sneezing at different things and not really being likable. One of the things I would say to them constantly was, give me more stuff to do that would make me likable, which is fun. And I was talking in some of the episodes I did, they gave me funny stuff to do that was genuinely, there was an episode where I was on the beach bodybuilding, and there were a few episodes where it gave more to the character. I remember there was a 4-part miniseries. It was Defending Darkheart, and that was the first time I actually worked the most on the show, where they gave me more than just the first few minutes in the beginning and end of each episode as kind of the comedy relief. And one of the things I wanted was for them to kind of embellish the character a little bit more, so it wasn't just, we're going to put you here, we're going to fall down the stairs, and then people are going to go, oh, Percy, and then, close up on Ryan, and suddenly he's back thinking about his dad when he was a kid, but the show was about that, it wasn't about me, so it was kind of, trying to find that balance, and I don't think we fully ever found it, but I think we were kind of on the way there. So I would just like to continue down that road. So I'm just throwing me downstairs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alright, my question is to Candice, but a little bit out of the way. Alright, what was your favorite part of Master Rider?
I think it's a really good question. My favorite part is what is now, and that we're basically still kind of a family. And we talk to each other all the time, and we see each other all the time. David became my acting coach, so that family that you see on Master Rider, we still, all these years later, are still together. That's my favorite thing.
A little closer.
Okay. My name is Herbie Baez, and my question is for Roland. When you were working on the episode where you had to fight Shadowborn and the White Master Beetleborg came on there, why was it he stayed on for a little bit? Because I thought he would have been very cool for him to stay on for a little bit.
Yes.
You said Roland, okay, I know his name, okay, what's the guy that was in the costume at that time, so he might want to answer the question. Okay, so can you ask the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Okay, when the White Master Beetleborg first showed up, and when you finished the episode,
The White Blaster Beetleborg?
yeah, he was never seen again or heard from again.
Oh, you mean my good old buddy Josh Baldwin who played, he was the White Blaster Beetleborg. You know what, let's get him on the phone and ask him. Oh! Now, if there's any foul language that comes out of this man's mouth ahead of time, please cover all children's ears.
Earballs.
Earballs. Yes, let's call them earballs. Okay, Warren Burko is the name of the actor in which he plays this. He usually answers the phone. Yeah. Let's see. Hello? Warren, you are in front of about 1,000 people right now on speakerphone at the panel for Beetleborgs. There is one of your fans that is asking why you were not on the show a little bit longer, but why don't you just at least say hi to him? What's your name, sir?
Takuya.
His name is Takuya. Say hello to him, please.
What is his name?
Takuya. Takuya. Yes, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
He says, hey, how's it going? He couldn't work with Herbie anymore, so we quit. Oh, that's really nice of you.
And we were just like, oh, this White Blaster he's so cool, you know, he's such a great costume. And we just thought he was a great character. But the reason why was because that character in the Japanese footage only showed up in a couple of episodes. The character was originally in the Japanese show, and then he sort of showed up to help prepare the B-Fighters. And so he only had a couple of episodes. And so the Japanese footage of him, he actually didn't fight. That character didn't fight, so he didn't have a great deal of footage. So it meant for the American show.
Yeah, we shoot
we shot fights against Shadow Boy, but that was completely American
Shadow
footage. Yeah, that was completely American footage. There was no extra footage of him. So that's actually for practical production purposes.
Also, I think the Japanese production was asking us we need a white Beetleborgs costume as soon as possible.
Right.
Because they are the event or something.
Right. And he didn't have a stunt costume either. With the shows, there were always at least 2 sets of costumes. We had what we call the hero costume, which was all fiberglass, and it was very shiny and had meticulous detail. Then we had the stunt costumes, which were foam. And White Blaster did not have a stunt costume. We shot that fight.
No, because the Japanese company told us we don't have the stunt costume.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, no, we didn't have it. Send us ASAP. Otherwise, we can shoot the white box fighting sequence. And the Japanese company sent it to our production. That's why we can shoot and fight. And as soon as we finish, and we made back the costume to the Japanese production. That's what it is. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much.
What's your name?
My name is Christian. I just wanted to ask Christian for Roland. How was it like? What was it like being a Beetleborg around the others?
It's pretty darn cool. It's one of the funnest times in my life.
That's cool.
One of the things I enjoyed more than being in the costume was being on set with Joe Hackett and in the haunted house, because that place was so messy. I mean, there was nothing that kids could do to mess up that set. You know, it's kind of like if we broke something, it's okay. It's a haunted house. It's, you know, could be broken by monsters. There were spider webs, which were made of glue all over the place, and we were kind of play with that and redirect it. I learned what the word continuity meant. On that set, and continuity was really hard to mess up in there. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I was a kid, you know, I don't remember a whole lot. I remember every birthday party, somebody would buy me my own Beetleborg toy. So I never had to do that, I never had to buy those. And yeah, those were answered as well. But, oh, hey, by the way, I have a special voicemail for you guys from Drew. Yeah, I pushed him very hard. He hit a whole background on him. He's now doing graphic design. He's not about being in front of the camera anymore. So it's all about behind the scenes, but he's working on some very, very popular films that you guys may have seen, which I don't know yet. I'm sorry? The Green Hornet, there you go. See, Emily knows more about me than I know about myself. Gosh, I wish I had my art today to show you guys. She's an amazing artist. So, okay, let's see what he has to say. I'm hoping that didn't mess up, but he never messed up his line. So let's just play this back real quick. Let's hope he plays that. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Beetleborgs Metallix, what's the record? Thank you all for attending panels like Aaron and Ryan, and thank you for all your good communication and listening to our show. It really shaped me into a human being, which I am working on still. And if you want to get in touch with me personally, please check out our website, beginningbeetleborgs.com, and we have to answer any questions or talk to any of you individually. Thank you all. Thank you for the support. And I love Herbie Baez.
Let me tell you, that took some work, and after Beetleborgs, I got the sales, and so I learned that persistence works, and that was proof right there how motivated